Hello, everybody. Gage says it's empty. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey, everybody. Thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Let's see what this brings to the table here. This is Tommyknocker Brewing, and these guys are out of Idaho Springs, Colorado. This is their Blood Orange IPA, and this was sent to me by Nate. And Nate sent a little note here saying Blood Orange IPA, and he says best by date on the label, June 16th of 2017. He says he thinks it's a 6-month shelf life. And guys, y'all know how I feel about a 6-month shelf life on an IPA. This is only a 6%er. And then he says transitional IPA really getting people around here to drink craft beer. And that's what the transitional beers are for. Something that's going to get the macro lager drinkers into drinking something a little bit more taste than what they'll get from that horse piss that they're used to drinking. But the IPA, I wouldn't recommend jumping from a Bud, Coors, or Miller into an IPA because a lot of times the bitterness of those beers are just a little too heavy for the transitional beer drinker going from a lager over to something into the IPA category. You might want to jump into the pale ale version before you get into the IPAs to get used to something with a little more flavor and a little bit more hop presence before jumping straight into an IPA. But I've done some of their beers years ago, and I did find them to be very transitional back then, so kind of figured that if he thinks it's transitional, I'm probably really going to think it's transitional. But he sent it to me, so we're gonna do it. And I may have even done this version at one time. I can't remember. It's been too long ago now. So we're going to review it here. This is and like I said, with them putting a best by date according to what he's got here, best by June 16th, and it's right underneath the barcode here. So you know, if you think it's bottled in January, that would be a 6-month, and they filled it all the way up here. I mean, it's you're getting your money's worth there. I mean, they just left about an inch headspace there, and that's a full bottle of beer, no doubt about it. So let's get on with this one. I don't want it to be a 20-minute beer review. It says here on Rate Beer that IBUs are 55. Commercial description: India Pale Ale with natural blood orange flavors. So pretty simple. Let's go ahead and get this thing open. It says here food pairings are going to be your typical IPA food pairings. Cuisine is curried into Thai. And the cheeses are peppery Monterey, pepper jack, sharp blue, cheddar, your stronger cheeses, gorgonzola, limburger, and the meats, poultry, fish, shellfish, and salmon, and I'll add grilled meat to that too. And glass for a pint, backer, 9-tumbler mug, style Sidel. I'm using my favorite tulip glass today, and not recommended for extended celerings. That's 6-month shelf life on an IPA. This is going to be much more tastier in January and February of 2017 than it's going to be in June. So, not a fan of a 6-month shelf life on an IPA. About a quarter finger of head on that pour. It does have a nice amber, orange, blood orange color to it. Let's get a nose to it. Little citrusiness in there, and I'm definitely getting the blood oranges in there. Very strong oranges. I mean, it really has the orange effect in there. Citrusy, orangey. First beer of the day. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Nate. same for the taste. IBUs at 55, fairly easy drinking. Maybe you could jump from that into that, I don't know. I would recommend something in the 40 IBUs to start off with instead of something 55 or bigger for your first IPA. Definitely giving the blood oranges, man, they're off the chain here, guys. Wow, big time blood oranges. I mean, if they did a juice bomb in this, an unfiltered version, and it looked like orange juice and had that much orangey juicy flavor, it would taste like a glass of orange juice, though. I hear my phone going crazy in there. Tastes pretty good. I mean, for the first beer of the day, not a lot of huge flavors in there. Right now, right out of the fridge, I'd agree. A pretty good transitional beer. Something that you could jump into once you're into something with a little more flavor in a craft ale. To jump from a pale ale into this would be a good transition. I don't know if going straight from a Miller Bud or a Coors into this is going to blow your hair back. It's liable to be a little too much for your palate right off the bat, but who knows? You may dive into it and love it. So, well, let's sip on it for just a little while and see what we end up with. The only plus I got is giving it a 6-month shelf life. I'm glad Nate picked us up fairly fresh, and we're doing it here. And today is the 13th of February instead of the 13th of June. I'm sure it's a lot tastier now than it's going to be in June. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Got a little left here. The other half loved it. From what I remember from the Tommyknockers that I had done before, this is a pretty tasty beer. Better than I remember them being. Even though I still consider this a transitional beer, like Nate said. Having it as fresh as I'm having it, and lucky for me that he was able to pick this up fairly fresh, but I'm still going to call him out on this best by date or best before date. That's horse hockey. If you don't know and you go into the beer store in June and you look at this best before, oh, it's still got a couple of weeks on it, you know, it's probably less than 3 months old. No, it's 6 months old, and you're probably going to be disappointed in it. I probably would be, because the hops and the flavors that's in this beer are going to be fairly muted by that time. I'm not a big fan of a 6-month shelf life, guys, on an IPA. I'm just going to tell you straight up. I do find this beer very tasty, though. A great beer, great transitional beer if you can get it fresh. And then during the best before date, we have no idea. We got to have the bottled on date, guys. I'm not going to be happy. I'm not going to quit fussing until we do. And you know why they do it. They want to give this beer a 6-month shelf life so they can sell more of it. Bottom line. To me, I found it very refreshing, a very tasty beer. I do consider it a transitional beer. If you're a seasoned IPA drinker, this is not going to blow your hair back or your socks off. You might find it tasty like I did if you get one as fresh as this, but it's no juice bomb by any means. It does have a strong citrusy, blood orangey taste. Very nice, very nice, very well done. We just need to get these guys, these brewers like this, to stop putting a 6-month shelf life on their damn beers. I know they want to sell a bunch of it, but if you buy this beer that's 6 months old, are you going to buy it again? Are you going to buy anything from these guys again? That's where I'm going with this. I probably would not. And like I said, I haven't bought any of these beers. I don't even know if they're available here. I think the ones I got were sent to me. Because I don't recall seeing these beers at the beer store anywhere. And they're definitely not available at Kroger's or any place like that down here. But I don't remember seeing them out at the Barrel Chest when I've been out there. So you just need to pick these beers up fresh if they're going to give them a 6-month shelf life. And how are we to know without a bottle on date? Enough about that. I don't have anything else to say, guys, so let's do the final chug. I'm tired of ranting and raving about these best before, enjoyed by before, used by before, or whatever before. Especially when these guys try to put more than a 3-month shelf life on an IPA, and these guys have doubled that. That sucks. So, final chug. Fairly tasty. Well-made beer. If you can pick it up now, do it. If you wait till June, you're probably going to be disappointed. And I'm pretty sure I would have been too. And I'm glad Nate was able to pick this up now and get it over to me. I found it very tasty, guys. To me, I'm going to give this a B+. Probably should give it a B because they are giving it a 6-month shelf life, but I'm not going to be too critical on the taste because it is a very tasty beer. Very nice transitional beer if you're trying to get into the style. But thumbs down on the 6-month shelf life. That's where I'm going with that. So, B+, numeric rating on this guy would be an 87. That's where I would put it because it's super fresh. Over to Beer Advocate. Beer Advocate says, no score. Not enough people have commented on this beer. They need at least 10 people to do a review or comment on this beer before they'll post the ratings. And that tells me it may be a fairly new beer, just come out last month. And over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says overall 66 and 43 in the style. I wasn't expecting super good numbers from those guys from this brewery. They are basically known to be transitional beers. And over to Untapped. Untapped has it at 3.85, which is in their B+ range. So that's where I'm putting it. Decent beer, not outstanding, not world class, but decent fresh. So, and not having the bottled on date, how are you to know? You just got to go by their best buy date they've got on it, and not knowing they're giving it a 3-month, but a 6-month shelf life. You're probably going to be disappointed if you're picking this up in June. So that's where we're going to leave it. If you've had this one from Tommyknocker Brewing, the Blood Orange IPA, let me know. And if you see it and you want to try it, do it now. Don't wait, because they're giving it a 6-month shelf life. All right, guys, let's get out of here. Come on back tomorrow. Let's see what's in the fridge. See you then.